But of course, this is not for me. This is for you, not me, the child you're torturing. Well, of course, I was not a normal child. I was the child you dear Canadians were torturing for your benefits, deals done between families, between nations, watched by politicians, truths to be uncovered by religious leaders, wars to be contemplated over the resulting issues. I repeat, I was the child you dear Canadians were torturing for your benefits, deals done between families, between nations, watched by politicians, truths to be uncovered by religious leaders, wars to be contemplated over the resulting issues. The longer you delayed me, the more lies you could weave to justify why you, dear Canadians, deserve so much. She left without a word the next morning back to the Bahamas, I was told. I never ever heard from her, ever. How odd. Why the rush to leave? Oh, you dear Canadians, you are a filthy, disgusting lot involved in crimes against humanity in order to justify the benefits to your nation. All are guilty. That hockey player boy about a few months earlier had asked me what I thought of the girl. I told him she was beautiful. I did not tell him that I had a crush on her. He had smirked and shrugged and told me, "There's better. Forget about her." At the time, his conduct and his comment that there were better-looking girls did not make sense, considering his looks. He carried nasty mongoloid genes. Why be so judgmental? I know now that you dear Homo sapiens knew that I liked her, so you worked hard at blocking to make sure nothing happened to the point of actually physically removing her from my room. That's the story of my life. Time after time, that is what you did to me. It's a form of terrorism. You little fucking piece of shit called Homo sapiens, you're a bunch of fuck-ups. The truth is known. Dear Homo sapiens, you do not need to torture children every generation to know what the truth is. It is obvious and clear. The truth is like a beautiful sunrise or sunset, clear and constant. But you would rather argue and fight and torture. Hasn't the recent Super Bowl scores and the Grey Cup scores I mentioned in my previous videos told you that a payment should be made to me for your insanity? But you still refuse to pay, dear Homo sapiens. The football players know you were blocking illegally. I was not one of the players, but instead I was an innocent tortured child. And so you're guilty and you must pay. Resistance is futile. Opposition will be crushed. 2 years ago, you had me spend almost 6 months in jail for ridiculous offenses, all of which were dropped or I was found not guilty. And you had me basically defend myself. That was fun for you all. You had a good time. I was assaulted in prison, hit in the face. I also had my hot soup thrown in my face. Last year, you broke my nose and deviated, and it's still not fixed. This year, to ensure I could not work without dealing with more problems, because you certainly would not like me to earn any significant money that I could use to entertain with, to compete with you thus, at the construction site working for RMG Construction, you had someone push me on a concrete floor, causing damage to my black shoulder area. All is well or getting better on these fronts now, but your terrorism does not end, because I'm still homeless, penniless, and you will not stop your terrorist behavior. There's always someone new, some new kid or new girl who thinks he or she deserves so much, and you are prepared to be violent in order to receive the reward. Your species is unnecessarily violent, disgusting at best. Yes, the deviated nose can be repaired. Yes, the back is good now, or better. Yes, I'm still well emotionally, but the issue is you, the Homo sapien, will not change. You've been involved in this behavior since the dawn of man, using all the technology that's given to you to find new ways to fuck the children for your benefits. So who is your judge? Is it the lawyers with their law degrees? Is your judges the ones sitting wearing your costume robes? Is your judges one of you, dear Homo sapiens? You decide to judge me my entire life, monitor me, invade my privacy, watch me at every point. Tara Jol, a relative, the person who wanted to judge and to use me to further East Indian Sikh dominance in Canada. who was my mother's grandmother's son, has a daughter who was named Judjo, is named Judjo. She's a Joe and a judge. She was married to Raj, an accountant who was an auditor for Amos Home Care, my company, formerly called Canol Exploration. These actors decide to delay, to torture, to joke, and to judge. The vibrations reflected the noms, the judge being Judjo. By the way, she's known to joke and judge, by the way. Her husband wanting benefits as he is a Raj, Raj meaning to rule, a Kausal to rule. So who is your judge? Who is your judge, you filthy fucks? Dear Homo sapiens, I am your judge. You will be judged by Harj the One. So what is required and what is going to change? So how is it going to work? Well, Johnny Cash has already told you. A man is going to come around. Johnny Cash says, when a man comes around, he will decide who will be freed. The wise men will bow down to the throne with a pale horse, and hell follows him. The hair in your arms will stand up. Those that are freed will be sent a golden letter. Listen to the words long written down when a man comes around. Understand what's to occur, dear Homo sapiens, when the man comes around. Let's discuss your economic system and its failure. Capitalism is an economic system based on the private ownership of the means of production with the goal of making a profit. Central elements of capitalism include a capital accumulation, competitive markets, and a price system. These are, however, the multiple variants of capitalism, including laissez-faire, welfare capitalism, and state capitalism. Capitalism is considered to have been applied in a variety of historical cases, varying in time, geography, politics, and culture. There is a general agreement that capitalism became dominant in the Western world following the demise of feudalism. The problem, dear Homo sapiens, is that in a world operated principally by debt, the thirst for profits, the thirst to be rewarded, whether to be rewarded in material goods or to be rewarded for the benefit of the respective family of genes, is distracting, actually letting evil rule and the truth to be set aside. The truth is being discarded, quality is being sacrificed. I've been orchestrated to suffer for a lifetime to showcase your truths so you could justify your benefits. I refer to John 13:13-15 of the New International Version. You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Dear Homo sapiens, I, along with other tortured children, have washed your sins for a long time. It is now time for John 13:13-15 to be executed. I have set an example that you should do as I have done, you dear Homo sapiens, and not to breed with nasty Mongolo genes. You will starve rather than submit to nasty Mongolo gene holders, and you will not submit to the terrorism. You will instead starve, as you have starved me for now almost 35 years. A new 14th family line of genes will be created. I will require the golden keys. I will require the golden keys. The golden keys are the genes that are key to the formation of the sun god and sun goddesses that your pagan religious leaders have craved for so long. Even though you, dear Homo sapiens, have indulged and tortured countless children in your quest for power and control, my demand for the release of the golden keys is not an act of theft from you or an act to overindulge. I refer to Luke 10:30-37, New International Version. In reply, Jesus said, a man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho when he was attacked by robbers. They stripped him of his clothes, beat him, and went away, leaving him half dead. A priest happened to be going down the same road. When he saw the man, he passed by on the other side. So too a Levite, when he came to the place and saw him, passed by the other side. But a Samaritan, as he traveled, came where the man was, and when he saw him, he took pity on him. He went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring in oil and wine. And he put the man on his donkey, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. The next day he took out 2 denarii and gave them to the innkeeper. Look after him, he said, and when I return, I will reimburse you for any extra expense you may have. Which of these 3 do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers? The expert in law replied, the one who had mercy on him. Jesus told him, Go and do likewise. It is time to give back to the one whom you all stole from. I refer to John 10:10. John 10:10, New International Version says, the thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that you may have life and have it to the full. John 10:10, King James Version. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that you may have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Dear Homo sapiens, my demand for the golden keys is not to steal, not to kill or destroy, but to make life more in abundance. So let Harj the One steal as you may refer to it. Let Harj steal, let him steal. Dear Homo sapiens, let Jehovah steal to build a new family line so that you have more in abundance. Jehovah, so who is Jehovah? Let us define it as per your Indo-European language using your love of bilingualism. Let's define Jehovah. Jehovah, which means I. Bilingualism, remember? I, Ho, Va.